Shalom. Order can end chaos, but order alone does not create progress. That's why some of the most disciplined people feel completely stuck. In our previous discussion, we established a fundamental truth: chaos ends with order. When life becomes unpredictable, when systems break down, when daily routines collapse into confusion, order restores stability. This principle stands firm. Order brings peace where there was turbulence, structure where there was randomness, predictability where there was uncertainty. The person who implements order in their life will experience the relief of controlled circumstances, the satisfaction of systems that work, and the comfort of knowing what comes next. Yet something puzzling emerges from this truth. There are people who have mastered order completely. Their schedules are pristine, their environments are controlled, their systems function flawlessly. Every aspect of their existence follows a predetermined pattern. They have eliminated chaos entirely from their daily experience. They should be experiencing continuous progress, steady advancement, regular achievement, but they are not. Instead, they find themselves in a strange state of organized stillness. Everything is perfect, everything is controlled, yet nothing seems to be moving forward. This creates a confusing internal experience. These individuals look at their ordered lives and wonder why they feel stuck. They have done exactly what wisdom suggests. They have eliminated the variables that create problems. They have built structures that support their goals. They have removed the obstacles that once prevented their success. Yet despite all this preparation, despite all this organization, their lives feel static. They are not progressing. They are not advancing. They are simply maintaining. This is not a failure of order. Order is working exactly as it should. The confusion arises from a fundamental misunderstanding about what order actually accomplishes. Many people believe that order guarantees outcomes. They think that if they organize their lives correctly, progress will naturally follow. They assume that chaos is the only thing standing between them and their goals, so removing chaos should automatically produce results. This assumption, while logical on the surface, misses a crucial distinction that Torah wisdom has always recognized. Order creates capacity, not movement. Order prepares the ground, but it does not plant the seeds. Order builds the foundation, but it does not construct the house. Order removes the obstacles, but it does not choose the destination. This is why some of the most organized people experience the most profound sense of stagnation. They have created perfect conditions for progress, but they have not initiated the progress itself. Think about stability versus growth. These are not the same thing. Stability means nothing changes unexpectedly. Growth means something develops in a chosen direction. You can have complete stability without any growth at all. In fact, stability often prevents growth because growth requires change, and change disrupts stability. The person who prioritizes order above all else may achieve perfect stability while inadvertently eliminating the possibility of growth. Their life becomes like a perfectly balanced scale that never moves because nothing is added to either side. This applies to disciplined people who follow routines religiously but never examine whether those routines serve their deeper purposes. It applies to structured people who have organized every aspect of their existence but never questioned what they are organizing toward. It applies to responsible people who manage their obligations flawlessly but never consider whether those obligations align with their authentic direction. These are not lazy people or chaotic people. These are people who have mastered one essential skill while neglecting another equally essential skill. Torah wisdom has always understood this distinction. Order is never presented as the final step in Torah logic. Order is always presented as preparation for something else. When the text describes the organization of the camp in the wilderness, it immediately follows with instructions about movement. When it outlines the structure of the tabernacle, it includes detailed procedures for dismantling and reassembling it during travel. When it establishes laws for community life, it simultaneously provides mechanisms for adaptation and growth. Order in Torah thinking is never an end in itself. It is always a means to enable something greater. The role of order is to create readiness. When your life is ordered, you are ready to act decisively when opportunities arise. You are ready to commit resources to worthwhile pursuits. You are ready to take on challenges that require sustained effort. You are ready to build something meaningful without being distracted by preventable problems. Order gives you the luxury of focusing your attention on what matters most rather than constantly managing crises. But readiness is not action. Preparation is not progress. Having the capacity to move forward is not the same as actually moving forward. This is where direction becomes essential. Direction is what activates the capacity that order has created. Direction is what transforms potential energy into kinetic energy. Direction is what turns a perfectly prepared life into a life that actually accomplishes something significant. Direction determines outcome in ways that order cannot. Two people can have identical levels of organization in their lives, but if they choose different directions, they will achieve completely different results. The person who orders their life around building relationships will develop deep connections with others. The person who orders their life around developing skills will become exceptionally competent in their chosen field. The person who orders their life around serving others will create meaningful impact in their community. Same level of order, different directions, entirely different outcomes. Without direction, order plateaus. It reaches a certain level of efficiency and then maintains that level indefinitely. The person becomes very good at organizing their current situation, but never transcends that situation. They optimize their existing patterns, but never evolve beyond those patterns. They perfect their present circumstances, but never progress to different circumstances. This is why some people can maintain the same ordered routine for years without experiencing any meaningful change in their lives. They have achieved maximum organization within their current framework, but they have not chosen a direction that would lead them to a different framework. This explains the internal frustration that many disciplined people experience. They have a sense that they should be achieving more, growing more, contributing more, becoming more. They look at their organized lives and wonder why they feel unfulfilled despite having eliminated most sources of stress and chaos. The answer is that fulfillment does not come from the absence of problems. Fulfillment comes from progress toward meaningful goals. Order can eliminate problems, but only direction can create progress. Consider a simple example. A person who has structured their day perfectly. They wake at the same time, exercise regularly, eat nutritious meals, complete their work efficiently, and maintain their living space impeccably. Every hour is planned, every task is optimized, every system runs smoothly. This is admirable organization. But if this person has no larger purpose guiding these activities, if they have not chosen a specific direction for their life, they may find themselves living the same perfect day repeatedly without ever feeling that they are building towards something meaningful. Their order has created a beautiful routine, but their lack of direction has made that routine feel empty. The false assumption that creates this problem is believing that if you organize your life correctly, meaningful progress will happen automatically. This assumption treats order as if it contains inherent momentum. It suggests that chaos is the only thing preventing people from achieving their goals, so removing chaos should naturally result in achievement. But this misses the fact that progress requires intentional movement in a chosen direction. Order removes obstacles to progress, but it does not create progress itself. The correction to this false assumption is understanding that order creates readiness, while direction determines outcome. Order gives you the stability and capacity needed to pursue meaningful goals. Direction tells you which goals to pursue and how to pursue them. Both are necessary. Neither is sufficient alone. The person who has order without direction will experience organized stagnation. The person who has direction without order will experience chaotic movement that accomplishes little. The person who combines order with direction will experience steady progress toward meaningful outcomes. This is not about adding more activities to an already organized life. It is not about working harder or being more productive. It is not about optimizing systems for greater efficiency. It is about making conscious choices about what you want your ordered life to accomplish. It is about selecting a direction that gives purpose to your organization. It is about using your capacity for something that matters to you rather than simply maintaining that capacity indefinitely. When you understand this distinction, you can evaluate your current situation more accurately. If you have achieved order in your life but still feel stuck, the solution is probably not more organization. The solution is probably choosing a clear direction that activates the capacity your order has created. If you have been maintaining the same routines for months or years without significant progress, you may need to examine whether those routines are pointed toward any specific destination. Direction does not have to be dramatic or revolutionary. It can be as simple as deciding to use your ordered life to develop a particular skill, build certain relationships, contribute to specific causes, or explore defined interests. The key is making an intentional choice about what you want your organization to serve. Once you have chosen a direction, your existing order becomes a powerful tool for making progress in that direction rather than just a system for maintaining the status quo. Some people resist choosing direction because they fear making the wrong choice. They prefer to keep their options open by maintaining perfect order without committing to any particular path. But this approach prevents them from experiencing the satisfaction that comes from making meaningful progress. It is better to choose a direction and adjust course as you learn than to maintain perfect readiness while never actually moving forward. Others resist direction because they believe their current level of organization is insufficient. They think they need to achieve even more perfect order before they can begin pursuing specific goals. But this thinking leads to endless preparation without execution. At some point, you must use your current level of organization to begin making progress rather than waiting for theoretical perfect conditions that may never arrive. The integration of order and direction creates a dynamic rather than static approach to life. Your order provides the foundation for consistent action toward your chosen goals. Your direction ensures that your consistent action accumulates into meaningful progress over time. Neither element dominates the other. They work together to create a life that is both stable and growing, both organized and purposeful. This understanding changes how you relate to your daily routines and systems. Instead of viewing them as ends in themselves, you begin to see them as means to accomplish something you care about. Your morning routine becomes preparation for pursuing your chosen direction rather than just a way to start the day. Your organizational systems become tools for making progress rather than just ways to maintain control. Your structured environment becomes a launching pad for meaningful action rather than just a comfortable space to exist. The transition from order alone to order plus direction often feels subtle at first. You may not dramatically change your daily activities, but you change why you do those activities and what you expect from them. This shift in purpose gradually transforms the entire experience of your organized life. Instead of feeling like you are maintaining a perfect machine, you begin to feel like you are operating a powerful vehicle that is taking you somewhere important. People who successfully combine order with direction often report a renewed sense of energy and engagement with their daily lives. The same activities that once felt routine and mechanical begin to feel meaningful and purposeful. They are no longer just going through organized motions. They are using their organization to build something, create something, or become something that matters to them. This is not about abandoning the order you have worked to create. Order remains valuable and necessary. The goal is to activate that order by giving it clear direction. Think of order as potential energy that has been stored up through careful organization of your life circumstances. Direction is what converts that potential energy into kinetic energy that produces actual results in the world. The people who seem to accomplish the most meaningful things in their lives are usually people who have learned to balance order and direction effectively. They have enough organization to support sustained effort toward their goals, and they have enough clarity about their goals to make productive use of their organization. They are neither chaotic nor stagnant. They are purposefully ordered. Torah logic recognizes that human beings are designed for both stability and growth, both order and movement, both structure and purpose. A life that has only order without direction feels incomplete because it is incomplete. It has achieved half of what human flourishing requires. The other half comes from choosing meaningful directions and using your ordered life to make progress in those directions. This explains why some of the most disciplined people sometimes feel the most restless or unfulfilled. Their discipline has given them tremendous capacity for achievement, but they have not chosen specific achievements to pursue. They are like perfectly tuned instruments that no one is playing, or like well-prepared athletes who never compete. Their preparation is excellent, but their preparation is not being used for anything in particular. The remedy is not to become less disciplined or less organized. The remedy is to choose directions that are worthy of your discipline and organization. When you do this, you will discover that all the order you have created becomes incredibly useful. Instead of feeling like discipline for its own sake, it begins to feel like discipline in service of something important. Some directions will prove more satisfying than others. Some will lead to outcomes you did not expect. Some will require adjustments as you learn more about what you actually want to accomplish. This is normal and healthy. The goal is not to choose the perfect direction immediately. The goal is to choose some direction so that your ordered life can begin producing meaningful results. As you gain experience with combining order and direction, you will develop better judgment about which directions serve your deeper purposes and which directions lead to dead ends. You will become more skilled at using your organizational capacity to make steady progress toward goals that genuinely matter to you. You will learn to adjust your direction without abandoning your order, and to strengthen your order without losing sight of your direction. The long-term result is a life that feels both stable and dynamic. You have the peace that comes from organized circumstances and the satisfaction that comes from meaningful progress. You are not constantly managing chaos, but you are also not stuck in organized stagnation. You are building something with your life rather than just maintaining your life. This is what Torah wisdom has always pointed toward. Lives that are both ordered and purposeful, both stable and growing, both structured and meaningful. Order creates the foundation for such a life, but direction determines what gets built on that foundation. Order gives you a foundation, direction tells you where to build.